Another week gone by. It's that time of the week for the weekly rotation. Had some really strong compliment getters this week. Fantastic scents, and I want to talk to you about them. It's week number 65, so stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday is one of the strongest compliment getters out there. It's super polarizing, just like Dior Sauvage, but I'm talking about Versace Dylan Blue. Yes, this blue beast of a bottle, it can be polarizing. Not gonna lie, I didn't like it at first. It took time to grow on me, but now, love this stuff. Actually, on the day that I wore this was the day that we went out for our little hike, and this was what I decided to just grab and go, something easy to wear that's, you know, I'm not out there impressing anybody. It was just me and the wife. We did come across other people out there hiking. Quick little, hey, how you doing? How's your day? Type of stuff. But no compliments or anything like that from that specifically, but the wife really digs the way this one smells. And so do I. It's versatile. It's mass appealing. Performs really well on my skin. And it's very well known. A lot of people have this bottle in their collection for good reason, because when you don't know what else to wear, you want something just easy. It's going to project out a little bit, and when people do get a whiff of you, they're going to think you smell good. Versace Dylan Blue. It's kind of its thing. It's what it does. It's how it rolls. And then out the shower that night is one I haven't sprayed in a long time. Marine Water and Driftwood, Kindred Goods. You can get these at Old Navy. So they're 1 ounce eau de parfum bottles. See the little barcode right there. You know, nothing special. It's a salty marine aquatic fragrance. You know, it's marine water and driftwood. Essentially, more synthetic more synthetic C notes note with some driftwood. Very simplistic, decent performance. You know, not what you would expect from a so-called eau de parfum, but for the few bucks you pay for it, it's a very nice, casual little spray and go, out the shower type of scent. And that's what I went with that night. Marine water and driftwood. Moving into Monday was my first full wearing of this scent. It was from my recent haul from FragranceBuy.ca. I'm talking about the eau de parfum concentration of Versace Argos. As you can see, it's a tester bottle. It says it on both sides. Somebody told me in the comments in that video to grab a razor blade and scrape it off. It doesn't bother me. It's in a tester box. It can say that it's a tester bottle. It's a tester. I paid for a tester. Don't bother me at all. But with the scent, very redundant if you have the EDT. It's Versace Argos with a bit more ambroxan. It kind of gives off an amberwood smell to me. In my first impressions, I thought it was a strong amberwood note, but it's actually a little bit of leather, some woods, and some ambroxan. It's really that ambroxan mixing with those notes that's giving me that amberwood type of smell. So it's basically, it's Argos plus that. And it performs very well. Don't get me wrong. It's loud off my skin. No doubt about it. We did do some grocery shopping, and we ran around and hit some rack stores and did some thrifting that day. And I actually did get 3 compliments wearing this one. So yeah, this stuff still works like Argos always has. You know, it FragranceBuy.ca has the testers for a good price. I want to say it was high 40s, $51 maybe for a relatively new release tester bottle. Not bad at all. I mean, I was getting other fragrances anyway. This wasn't the reason I had stopped by Fragrance Buy to look for fragrances, but I figured while I was making an order, went ahead and grabbed a bottle, and I'm very glad I did. I did a, not really first impressions, but I guess you could call it early thoughts and feelings shorts video. Hashtag shorts, that new format. Make sure to check that out. I'll have the little iCard pop up right there. But if you have the EDT, no need to get this one. If you don't have the EDT, this is probably the better way to go. It's a little bit richer, a little bit denser. And then out the shower that night, it was time for a good shave, and I used my Strike Gold Shave Gento Shave Soap and the Aftershave Splash. And then while I was at it, went ahead and gave myself a couple sprays of the EDT that is available exclusively from Laughing Saint's website, which, you see the name of the company right there. Same oil. They created the oils for Strike Gold Shave to put in their shaving products. And very ambery, slight oud, little boozy sweetness. It's warm, it's a little spicy. It's good for the cold weather. It really is. For those of you traditional shavers, check it out. It did have one sellout in restock. I believe there's still some available. I know there's still some fragrances available from Laughing Saint, but you wet shavers, you know about Strike Gold Shave. If you're into traditional shaving, I know you know about them, and Junto is definitely one to check out. And out the shower that night, had a good shave. I went with these. Moving into Tuesday is one that reminds me of more along the lines of 1 Million, more 1 Million than Invictus, but it has a sweetness with a little bit of spice. The note breakdown will fool you. It shows apple, which, yeah, I can see that, but tobacco and stuff, maybe a touch in the dry down later, but with Only the Brave Tattoo, it's sweet and it's a little warm. It's pretty loud too. It's not a subtle fragrance. Man, I love that. Yeah, the apple, I believe the red apple in this one, but it's got a, you know, youthful sweetness to it. And I've had people say youthful doesn't mean, I mean, sweet doesn't mean youthful. I agree. When I say youthful, I mean sweet and synthetic. That's what I mean when I say youthful and playful. Because when they're much more synthetic and sweet, it's usually a lower price point, which is much more attainable for the young guys. Most of the time. Not saying you young guys can't afford to buy Creed Aventus all day, every day. I'm just saying for the majority, it's a little bit easier. And this was like $31, $30, something like that, from Perfume Empire when I bought it from my eBay haul from a while back. And I gotta say, I'm really digging this one. I haven't worn Only the Brave High yet. I've worn Only the Brave several times. Love that fragrance. Did a full review on that this past week. And Tattoo, really digging this one too. This one's a tester, just like Only the Brave was. So I don't hesitate. As long as the testers have a cap, I'm cool with the tester. As you can see, so far we've already had 2 tester bottles in this video because I don't care. I'll run with the testers. That does not bother me at all. But this one doesn't get any hype whatsoever, really. There's a few videos out there about it, but nobody really talks about it. I feel like it's extremely underrated. Great for a young man. I feel like the whole line's great for young men. You know, I can't see these not working and giving you success when it comes to getting positive attention from the ladies, the younger ladies especially, because they definitely, from what I know of in my experiences, they like the sweeter fragrances for sure. And this is definitely a sweeter fragrance that has a nice little warmth in the dry down, and it's got enough power to really reach out and grab somebody. And that was what I wore, Only the Brave Tattoo. And then when I got out the shower that night, I switched it up to something fresh and aquatic that I haven't worn in a while. Penguin Ice Blue. This is one you probably haven't seen on the channel in a while. It's definitely been a minute since I've worn it, but it's some good stuff. Super cheap, super synthetic, doesn't perform that great. It's woody, aquatic, fresh, shower jelly type of scent. Exactly what I use it for. Out the shower, it's perfect, especially, you know, because it's usually, when I take my showers in the evenings most of the time, depending on my gym schedule, but in the evenings is when I usually shower, and for the few hours I'll still be awake after, I only need 2 or 3 hours of performance and I'm good. Because it's really just for me, you know. The wife smells it here and there, but it's mainly for me, these out the shower scents. Out the shower that night was Penguin Ice Blue. Moving into Wednesday, both my daily, the scent for the day and my out the shower scent are some underrated fragrances. They're polarizing. They are. And starting with Night Vision EDT. Spice Bomb Night Vision EDT. This thing got so many mixed reviews when it came out. It's basically a spicy Invictus is how you can look at it. Not quite as spicy as Azara Wanted. They do share a similar scent profile. They smell very, very similar, with this one having more of the Invictus bubblegummy opening than Wanted, and this one having a milder spicy dry down, whereas that one's got a little bit spicier dry down because of the cinnamon in that one, whereas this one, I don't believe this one has any cinnamon. But beautiful fragrance, powerful off my skin, strong enough to cut through the cold, yet not too strong to where you can't wear it in the heat, and it doesn't get any love. Don't get me wrong, the EDP is better. I completely agree with that. But I still feel like this one gets overshadowed by the rest of the line. I know it's the least favorite for everyone in the line. It's my least favorite in the line, but I still really like it, and it's a strong compliment getter. It really smells good. Mass appealing. That's kind of why it got the knock, because this is the most mass appealing fragrance, blue style fragrance in the line from Spice Bomb, but overlooked. Don't knock this one till you try it. That was what I wore that day, was Spice Bomb Night Vision EDT. And then the other polarizing scent out the shower was Sean John 3 AM. And when I say polarizing, I've had people tell me it smells like urine and all. Not me personally, like smelling it off of me, I mean in the comments. People say the damnedest things sometimes in these comments, but I know the majority of you that watch these videos agree with me that this is a hidden gem. It's very underrated, and it's a cheapy steal. It really is, because you can get them super cheap. They smell great, and I mean, got to do it again. Look at that atomizer. I know in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter that it has an incredible atomizer, but it's still cool that it has an incredible atomizer, especially for what you pay for it. And it's great out the shower. It's great for a kicked back casual day. And out the shower that night, I sprayed it pretty heavy too. Sean John, 3 AM. Moving into Thursday, oh man, two of my favorite fragrances for my scent of the day and my out the shower scent. And I've been talking about this one recently. It really made me want to wear it. And that's Dior Homme, the original. Sprayed a little more than I actually needed on this one too, because I just love it. I'm telling you, it's the most well-balanced iris fragrance in my opinion, because it's got the right amount of sweetness, the right amount of leather, the right amount of freshness, the right amount of iris. It's great. I love this fragrance. It narrowly loses out to the Parfum for being my favorite version of Dior Homme. Just the Parfum's just that damn good. There's no Dior Homme with iris that I don't like. This is just the most well-balanced. I love this one. The wife loves the way this one smells. We actually went visit the in-laws this day, and mother-in-law loves the way this smells. This was the first time she smelled it on me since we moved here. And yeah, she was, ooh, what is that you're wearing? It's always fun when you get those comments. And it was a pleasure to wear. One that gets lost in the shovel. It is one of my absolute favorite fragrances that I just don't wear enough. And I got a big old 5-ounce bottle of it, so I'll never run out of it. But yeah, good stuff. Really love that one. And then out the shower that night, like I said, it was two of my favorites. First Instinct Together. You know, I was talking about this one a lot lately too. Because it's been so cold most days. I mean, we did have a few days where it warmed up. I've been wearing this one out the shower a bit more instead of during the day. But I'll tell you what, once it heats up around here, you'll be seeing this one in the rotation video quite often, because I love this fragrance. I love wearing it for anything and everything. This is another one that's just a great casual fragrance. Compliment getter too. Strong compliment getter. Cheap, strong compliment getter. When you see this one out at the rack stores, give it a shot if you like Invictus Aqua YSLY style fragrances. When you that type of scent profile, very synthetic. It smells really, really good, and it kind of screams off my skin in the first 2 hours. Out the shower that night, First Instinct Together. Moving into Friday, speaking of fragrances I have not wore in a while. And look, this is one of my favorite cold weather fragrances that I have just not been reaching for. Shame on me, because Creation E Parfum Cologne from Raja Parfums is fan-frickin-tastic. It is. It's got that cherry Coke, vanilla Coke, Coke float type of smell to it, because the benzoin is just so fizzy, and the vanilla mixed with that cognac. There's a ton of heliotrope in here, attributing to that scent profile. It's pretty loud without being overwhelmingly loud off of my skin, and it's long lasting. It's an all-day spray. It's 10+ hours easy on my skin. I love this fragrance. The whole line is good. I'm sorry, the whole line is good, with my least favorite being the vetiver fragrance, and it's actually one of my favorite vetiver fragrances, because I'm not real big on vetiver fragrances. So there's 5 or 6 that I really enjoy, and that is one of the 5 or 6. It's either 5 or 6 that are just, that's my vetiver fragrances that I wear. And this one, it's really hard to pick a favorite in this line, because I really, really love Scandal. Really, really do. And Danger just kind of skyrocketed to the top. You can never go wrong with Elysium. And then this is just a boozy, sweet delight. This is a masterpiece. I mean, it's really hard to narrow it down to which one is my actual #1 favorite. They all kind of run a race with each other, minus Vetiver. I know for sure that's my least favorite of the 5. But if you haven't tried these yet, you need to sample them. They're absolutely worth it. They're expensive, but man, are they good fragrances. And that was what I wore during the day was Creation E, also known as Enigma overseas. Here in the States, it's Creation E. And then when I got out the shower that night, mixed it up a little bit. Acqua Senziale from Salvatore Ferragamo, the original in the line, which the way I like to describe this one every time I talk about it is it's essentially kind of like Bleu de Chanel EDT without the incense. You take away that incense note and you just have the citruses and the freshness, it's kind of this. It's kind of this fragrance, essentially. Let me spray it one more time. It smells really good. You can find them at the rack stores. I know people have been posting in TLTG Reviews Fragrance Lounge on Facebook. Link tree down in the description. We'll take you to the link for that if you're interested in joining my Facebook group. And this and Acqua Senziale Blue, they've been finding 50 mLs for 16 bucks. I've been seeing people find Guess 1981 Los Angeles little gift sets for $16.99. I mean, it's a good time to hit the rack stores from what I'm seeing. And this one's out and about right now. And it's not just a great out the shower scent, which is what I used it for this day, but it's a great daily wear because it's a decent performer. I know Matt over at Georgia Gent, shout out to you if you see this. He's a big fan of this. This is his favorite one in the line versus mine being blue, obviously. But out the shower that night, Acqua Senziale, Salvatore Ferragamo. Well, I gotta say, this one was featured in my winter to summer fragrances video as well. Talking about it made me want to wear it, and it's just delightful. A little touch of fresh rose in the opening that fades pretty quickly, but it's mostly creamy sandalwood, vanilla, and salty ambergris. Some of you know what I'm talking about when I say that. Montal, Pure Love. Nobody talks about this one, and they should. It's really good. It is. It's a beast too. It didn't wear off of my skin till I took a shower. And I had 3 sprays going around the neck and technically 2 sprays, 1.5-ish on my chest. That was it for the day. It was a beast. I smelled my little sillage, little scent bubble all day long. Every time I turned my head, I smelled myself. I can smell myself coming off of my chest because that's kind of a personal spray. The ones I spray on my bare chest under my shirt, those are for me. So throughout the day, I can just hit one of these moves. It's really, really good. It's really good. It doesn't get any love. I don't know if it's similar to other things. That's why it doesn't really get much love, because there's so many Montal fragrances. I get it. It's easy for some of these to get lost in the shuffle, but salty ambergris. The ambergris is very prominent, and then the sandalwood and vanilla. That's what really stands out to me. That's majority of the life of the fragrance. It's pretty linear. It doesn't change a whole lot, minus that little touch of fresh rose in the opening, kind of fading pretty quick. You do get it up front and then it goes. It doesn't stay around. So don't think if you look at the note breakdown that, oh, this is a rose fragrance. No. 5 minutes maybe and it's gone. Does not stay long. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I picked this one up from Kingdom Fragrances, which regulars on the channel, you know, there's always a link down below for Kingdom Fragrances. Steve's inventory is a revolving door. He might have 5 or 6 of these, and then that same day he puts them on the website, they sell out. So I don't know if he's got a stock of them right now, but keep an eye out. He's always got Montals coming in and out, Mancera's coming in and out. He's always got great prices on designers as well. But during the day, Pure Love, just such an absolute delight to wear. It really is. It's so good. And then I had to shave that night, and my hair was getting pretty long. Which shave soap did I use? I don't remember, but running low on my Nivea for Men Energy Aftershave Splash. This is my 3rd bottle. This has been discontinued for years. Like, they get harder and harder to find. They pop up on eBay. Don't get me wrong, that's where this one came from. And they just keep getting more and more expensive. But it makes my skin feel that good that I jump on eBay and get them when I run low. But this time I don't think I will, because they're like in the $50 range for a Nivea Aftershave Splash. It's just too much for it at this point. When it was $25, I think the last time, I was like, okay, this is probably the last bottle, because when these were new and they were retail, they were like $8. So it just goes to show, resellers. The last time I looked, they were like 50. It might be more than that now, because it's been months and months since the last time I looked, because I've been kind of hoarding this last little bit of juice, because I got to say, this is my favorite aftershave splash ever. It's my 3rd bottle that I've had since in the last 12 or 13 years. It's that damn good. It makes my skin feel really good, but it might be the last bottle. And then the scent strength doesn't last real long, so I went ahead and sprayed a few sprays of Eau de Grey Flannel, which I have not sprayed in a while, which is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. My wife absolutely loves this one. For as basic of a scent as it is, it's like 12 bucks for this 4 ounce. They're always, I see them at Ross Dress for Less all the time. I finally pulled the trigger last summer when I went back to my hometown in Louisiana for a visit, was when I picked this one up. And man, it pulls a few compliments. My mom really enjoyed this one too, because I was wearing this one out the shower because I was staying at my mom's in the guest bedroom for the few days I was visiting in town. And it's just a decent fragrance, and it's super, super cheap. I can't stand the original gray flannel, but Eau de Gray flannel, some really good stuff. And out the shower, that is what I went with. Well guys, that was the rotation for week number 65. And until next time, do me a real quick favor and go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Let me know down below, what did you wear this week? I know there's a few of you that are always looking to see if we match up on anything, and that's a rare occasion. But with Dylan Blue, I might have matched up with somebody, because that's a very, very, very popular fragrance. I'm bound to have matched up with some of you, somebody that's watching this video. Let me know down in the comments what you wore for this past week. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these fragrances in this video and you give them a spray now, I'm pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.